Very much so. The testimony that Higgins then did give in court, I found to be a little interesting, a bit off-putting. Let's take a look at some of that when being questioned by the defense, talking about the phone itself and his knowledge of SIM cards, how to use it, what to do with the phone. I mean, he's an ATF agent. He deals with this stuff a lot. Let's take a look.
Your testimony is that they got it wrong, correct?
My testimony is I didn't make those statements.
Your testimony is that they got it wrong, yes or no?
Objection.
Sustained.
Well, in any case, you took the SIM card out of your phone, correct?
No, what I testified to was that it's.
Did you take the SIM card out of your phone, yes or no?
I don't know.
Did you testify that that's what you do when you get rid of phones, sir?
What I said was that might have been the extent of it if I was to have done that.
And you either cut up the SIM card or ripped it up, correct?
I believe what I testified to was
I'm
I
not
would have.
asking you what you testified to. I'm asking you today, did you either cut up the SIM card or rip it up?
Cut it up or broke it.
And you will agree with me that cutting up or breaking the SIM card destroys the SIM card, does it not?
The card itself, yes.
That would have been the purpose in terms of cutting it up or ripping it up, to destroy it, correct?
Well, so nobody else could use the phone.
Well, that was my next question. But
In another phone.
But the purpose of cutting up or ripping up or the SIM card is to destroy the SIM card, is it not?
Yes.
And you wanted to make sure that somebody couldn't put that SIM card in their phone and potentially access your data, correct?
No, that wouldn't be the reason why.
Okay. Well, we already talked about the fact that you testified under oath on June 1st of 2023, correct?
Yes.
And you were under oath when you were testifying on June 1st of 2023, correct?
Yes.
You swore to tell the truth.
Yes.
You raised your right hand.
That's correct.
And June of 2023, June 1st of 2023, was about a year ago, correct?
Yes.
It was about a year closer to your throwing your phone away, correct?
Yes.
And in that testimony that you gave in June 1st of 2023, did you say the following, quote, I made sure that somebody couldn't put it in their phone?
Yes, I did say that.
Why is he so cagey? I guess is the question about all this. If you have nothing to hide, I can see 1,000 reasons why you'd want to get rid of your SIM card, especially with the somewhat incestuous relationship that we have going on here with friends in the police force that they're all involved with. Especially if you're trying to hide an affair or something like that. And I don't know if there's other things going on. I'm not implying it, but who knows? Why be so cagey? Why not just kind of come out and be like, look, there's other things I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Okay, so first of all, when you look at this timing, this was 9 months after the event.
Mm-hmm.
If this was some conspiracy to cover up everything, you would be getting rid of your SIM card and your cell phone within days.
Sure.
He's an ATF agent. He
Yeah.
realizes, if he was involved in some murder plot, I need to get rid of this 9 months later.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
people, that seemed to never really shine. And as he's up on the stand and all of this is happening, Yannetti is basically, trying to get these yes, no answers. And it does come off very cagey.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's just so irritated that what happened isn't being exposed. In other words, both Yannetti and Jackson are good at sort of manipulating what could be seen as normal. In other words, he had no trash receptacle at his house.
Yeah.
He got a new phone. He wanted to get rid of his phone. He threw it in a trash, bag, threw it all in. He can't remember whether he cut it up or he broke it or he just didn't do anything with it. That's
Well,
the other
he
thing.
doesn't remember in some points of that 2 minute clip, and in others he does. I mean, so it's like that's I found to be cagey. Like that's what I testified to. What did you do? I cut it. Oh, well, okay, well then that's what you did. What? Why are we? I don't know. It just does. It seemed to be more elusive than it needed to be on his part. And Yannetti, and they're going at people. I think I think they're over the top, and he was underplaying his intelligence. Is kind of how I was feeling about it.
Yeah, at the very beginning, he says, I cannot remember what I did
Mm-hmm.
with the SIM card. And then he sort of makes the mistake. He should just end it right there.
Yeah.
Instead, he said, but I could see that I would have either cut it up or broke it.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's where Yannetti's able to say, oh, so you cut it up or you broke it.
And he's like,
And
yeah,
then
cut
that's
it up
why
or broke it.
he's like, well, I could have done that. And then finally, by the end of it, he's like, okay, I cut it up and broke it. He's just,
I know, and
they all,
that's what makes it weird. And again, I'm not saying it equates to murder or conspiracy, but just come on, let's. If we're, it's not crazy to say that that's what you did. I do find it a little bit odd that he cut up his SIM card and destroyed his phone and threw that away. Considering most people, you can upgrade your phone by bringing your old phone in. You can sell it online. There's a lot of things one can do with theirs. I think I still have all of my old cell phones I didn't trade up, but I guess to each their own. But I think most people do something of to take advantage of that old phone rather than just toss it away. Again, it's kind of odd.
yeah, I think, I don't know what he did, but I will say that Yannetti's cross, I think, scored points
Yeah,
because it made him come off as less than truthful.
yeah,
And they're good at that.
yeah.
It's interesting, like Colin Albert, right?
Mm-hmm.
He just kept saying, I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know. So then he looked like a liar.
Yeah,
But you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. I
you're
think
right
Higgins was trying to remember. Did
because.
I? Did I? Could have. I probably should have cut it
Mhm.
up. I don't know. He was very confused for sure.
And the thing we have to remember here, Brian Higgins is not on trial for anything here. They don't have to prove that he did anything to John. All they have to do is create a level of reasonable doubt that Karen Reed did it. And they can poke and make it look as horrible as they want. At the end of the day, none of these people are going to be prosecuted for anything. And I think, that could end up freeing Karen Reed, and maybe she should be if it was just an accident. But I don't know. It just seems, again, it's a lot of people mixed up in this weird circle of insanity. And a lot of people look guilty when they're probably not very guilty. And these are all were once friends that experienced a horrible accident, and nobody wants to be accountable, I think is what we're dealing with.
Well, I think the good news is, Tony, that there are several charges on the table, right?
Hmm.
There's the murder two charge that everybody talks about, but then there's also the vehicular manslaughter, and then there's also leaving the scene resulting in death. So there's different charges on the table for this jury to ultimately consider,
Hmm.
and I think that's good.
Yeah.
Secondarily to that, you know, this really is a testament, and whether their demeanor is like nails on a chalkboard to me or not, they, meaning Jackson and Yannetti, are doing a fine
Yeah.
job of of dismantling these witnesses' credibility when I think they're actually telling the truth. No
Yeah.
matter what they say, they look like they're not being honest because they twist it. They
Hmm.
either ask the question 10 times until finally the person just says, okay, we've heard them say,
Yeah.
multiple witnesses have said, you know what, whatever you say.
Yep.
Have you heard that?
Yes.
At least multiple witnesses, whatever you say,
Hmm.
because they get badgered and they get worn down, and that's all they need, because now in closing arguments, and this is what Jackson and Yannetti are looking for, is they can go back and they just have one nugget. You see, Higgins said he destroyed his SIM card, even though he really said at the beginning, I don't know what I did, I just can't remember.
Hmm. They got
So
the statements. They got their little sound bites almost, so they can go back and quote in closing, and that'll be
yeah.
what the jury looks at and remembers. I agree. They are very good attorneys. If you're in that situation, they'd be the ones you want on your side because they're very capable at what they do. It's going to be very fascinating. I mean, I know we're several weeks into this, but we're just at the beginning of the defense raising their case. And if it's anything like we've seen in that day, this is going to be a very fascinating ride as they get back into court.
Yeah, and you know, the prosecution still has so much to go,
Hmm.
and they've still got to get into all the forensics.
Yep.
And I've always said I wish they would have front loaded the case.
Hmm.
I wanted to see right out of the gate Karen Reed's recordings of "I hate you,
Hmm.
I effing hate you, John." That's how the case should have started, and then they should have gone and showed the microscopic
Hmm.
pieces of the tail light in his shirt and the glass on the bumper and his hair,
Yeah.
likely maybe from his arm on the bumper. Why don't we start with the big moments? But
Yeah.
they've decided to end with the big moments,
Yeah.
and maybe that'll work.
I'm curious to see how the strategy plays out. I agree it's odd, but I think maybe they have a bigger vision to this than we do, having access to all the information. But we shall see. It's going to be very fascinating. Hey, thanks for checking out the video. Be sure to follow us wherever you download podcasts, and especially Apple Podcasts, where you can get advanced episode and premium content on our premium channel right there. Also, be sure to follow us on social media so you don't miss any breaking updates on the stories that matter to you most. We're on TikTok, X, Instagram, Facebook. Just search Hidden Killers Podcast with Tony Brueski, and you'll find us right there. Again, thanks for watching. Hey, thanks for checking out the video. Be sure to follow us wherever you download podcasts, and especially Apple Podcasts, where you can get advanced episode and premium content on our premium channel right there. Also, be sure to follow us on social media so you don't miss any breaking updates on the stories that matter to you most. We're on TikTok, X, Instagram, Facebook. Just search Hidden Killers Podcast with Tony Brueski, and you'll find us right there. Again, thanks for watching.